Bye.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another PNP Paul and Palz podcast. Once again, I am Paul. These are the pals, Mr. William, Mr. Len.
Yep. That's good.
How's everybody doing?
Good, brother. How you doing? How
All
y'all
right.
both?
In there. Good.
Anybody in the Halloween spirit?
It's just another day, man.
Yeah, that's
Another day.
Yeah, I dressed up as somebody. I was just trying to get through life. I think I wore it well.
Yeah, exactly. I did see some cool costumes though online.
I really wasn't really into it like that. Like nobody knocked on anybody's door. Like it was
I was
just
happy
another
about
day.
that.
I was happy
Usually,
about it.
I usually put the barricade up like, yo, I got no candy, man. Don't even try to ring the bell.
Sniper
You know?
on the roof.
Like on the roof.
Get the Jack Bauer, like the sniper, the sip sound. You know what's happening.
Yeah, so I guess we'll start it like this in the spirit of I just in looking for the things we were looking for to talk about them, I ran across something else and just found it super interesting. I wanted your guys' opinion on it. Len, I'm interested in your opinion based on the fact that A, you're a Batman fan, and B, you're also black. So I wanted to get your opinion on this.
Whoa, wow.
Newsflash,
Wow.
Len's black.
Damn, and I was gonna wear my Batman mask, but I left it in my car. So that would have been like super ironic that I just happened to be wearing that. We're gonna start that topic.
Technically, as a black man and a Bat fan, you're the aficionado of this conversation.
All right.
So as we've discussed, it just always ends up being something that makes me go, stop forcing me. So everybody knows that Batwoman came out like last year or something like that.
Oh,
right.
On the WB. Will already knows where I'm going with this.
Trash. That was trash.
It was trash. But it was
horrible.
trash. It was horrible. But the
Horrible.
reason it was horrible, the reason it was horrible wasn't because of the actor. I like Ruby Rose. She was the mute in John Wick 2. Like
That's where all right. I'm like, damn, I know I've seen this girl before in something, but I couldn't piece it because she looks different in the Batman,
And then she's been in a couple other things. I like her. Like she's all right. I don't have a problem with her. I don't have an issue with her. Like I don't, I think there are better. I think there are worse. I don't put her down in the worst category. I've never really seen enough of her. I just, eye test. I don't have a problem with her. So with that said, the show flopped. Lasted one season. Well, let me not say she quit and or got fired after one season. That's still up for debate. The problem was this: the forcing of agendas. They made it a point to make it about, like, they were shitting on the reason the show exists, which is Batman. So it was never send a woman to do a man's job. Like, do you understand this dude was a ninja? Like, you understand what he had to do to become Batman?
Yeah.
And, like, again, like, they were talking about the suit, and she was like, it's almost perfect. And the dude was like, what are you talking about? The design is perfect on the suit. She goes, once you make it fit for a woman, they were just jamming this shit down your throat. And the backlash on that was the result. Like, that was the result. It was a shitty season. They still haven't figured out, please stop forcing an agenda on something that's not agenda driven, because it fucks with the product.
True. Yeah.
Think about everything we've talked about from Rey in the Star Wars series and that woman power shit, and there's I think it was Lieutenant or something, Admiral Holdo, like Captain Marvel, like the things that they're trying to, they make it a lesson first, and then, like, we're talking comic book shit. Take this, like, stop. And it's not that serious. Just show me a superhero movie. So you would figure they would have learned their lesson. Okay, clean slate. They're starting season 2, and it's pretty much a redo. they're continuing with the story, but they're pretty much redoing, like, so they've casted a new Batwoman. Let me get the facts right. She is Yavicia Leslie is the new Batwoman.
Okay.
How to look her up.
So they showed a picture of her, like a still shot from like the middle of the chest up, to show her in her bat suit. Bat suit looks cool. It looks all right. Here's the problem, though. Ease off on the agendas. So,
Oh boy.
Of course, her on Twitter, first thing she says is, "It's Black woman. I mean, Batwoman."
I know
She
it.
said that? Really?
Yes.
I knew it.
And now they're going in, like now the studio's like, we want to show the empowerment of a Black woman and minorities and this and women power and that. Yeah. Just make a fucking show. Do you understand? We'll see she's a Black woman. We'll understand that she is a Black woman as Batman. I don't want to come off as any type of way, which is why I'm deferring to the Black man of this council. Len, that's you.
Well,
Why'd you look over your shoulder, Len?
no, I feel you. So, like, I'm going to go back a little bit. So, even from when the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck, okay? So, this is going back from back then. I hated that they casted Michael Clark Duncan, who I love, and I think he died, right? So, like, rest in peace to him.
Yeah.
Like, but and he was great in everything he's done. But like, I hated that they casted him as Kingpin in that show, or in that movie, I should say.
I was gonna bring that up. Please continue.
My thing is like,
going to bring that up.
Good. I'm sorry. Were you gonna say something else, or?
No. I said please continue, but I was going to use that as an example. So
that example. Okay. So my thing is like, and this goes for like all comics and all these characters. They have a following for a reason. You know, they've established themselves. They've gained popularity for a reason. So like, I hate when they try to switch things up and not make the characters who they're supposed to be, like in the comic book. You know, like with any changes. Like, so even like Wolverine, I love Hugh Jackman. I think he made an amazing Wolverine. You know, like if they had to pick somebody, but I'll be fine if they had to pick him again to be Wolverine. But in my brain, I kind of want like the real specific. Wolverine is like 5'4", some stocky dude, like, you know, like mad muscles, obviously with the claws and stuff like that. He's not 6'2", you know. Yeah. So shit like that. Like I'm looking for more of the. I know it's obviously comic books are not real, but I'm looking for more realism, as much realism as possible. So that the fact that they casted this Black girl as Batwoman, again, I'm not the biggest fan of that, because again, I like the characters, kind of like the way they are, you know. And not to say that she wouldn't do like a great job. Not to say that she probably will do like a horrible job, but either way, I'm just more like, I guess, like a traditionalist in the sense as far as like casting actors for certain characters.
I think there are iconic characters that just shouldn't be messed with, like you said. And that was the example I was going to use, was Michael Clark Duncan in Daredevil. I love Michael Clark Duncan. He was an amazing actor. When I think of Kingpin, I don't think of Michael Clark Duncan. Now, there are iconic Black characters that shouldn't be touched. Obviously, Black Panther. Can't have a white guy being over in Wakanda.
I was thinking that too, yeah.
You have Luke Cage. Iconically, he's Black. Like, don't change Luke Cage ever. Spawn, Al Simmons. He is a Black character. Like, I don't want to see Al Simmons as anything other than a Black mercenary. Don't shit on that, and we're good. So it's not a black and white thing. It's just, it's an agenda thing. And again, check this out. Remember when Iron Fist came out on Netflix?
Yep.
Yeah.
The backlash was, why is this American playing this character? This is bullshit. You should have an Asian character playing this person. Ask the person, like, yo, do you know the backstory of Iron Fist? If they go, no, this is why you can't have discussions with people, because that's the character. He's a white guy. They got stranded in that part of the world and learned to be Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Like, you just want to change him to Jet Li for the sake of changing him. Like, ease off on the agenda.
Yeah.
Take away now Batwoman. Me personally, I don't care. They're not like Batman is one thing. Daredevil's another thing. Like, there are certain characters, they're on a level, they're untouchable. Batwoman, like, you have Ruby Rose play a gay version of a blah, 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 blah. Like, fine, I don't care. But the problem was, again, the agenda part of it.
Right.
Just play a show. We'll figure all that other shit out in the coming episodes. You don't have to just go, bang, here it is.
Yeah.
Here's the agenda. Now here's the show to go with it. No, here's the show, and here are the things to go with that agenda we're trying to give, and little pieces here and there will do just fine. You don't have to just blah everything out in one shot.
So on the flip side of that, though, in the new Batman, James Gordon is going to be played by a black guy. I forgot his name. The gentleman that he's in like Westworld or
He's
some
been in
HBO show.
Westworld. He's been in,
Some of the Bond movies.
I believe he was in Boardwalk Empire.
And he's a really good actor too. I haven't seen anything that he was horrible in. So I mean, I appreciate his acting skills, but even that, you know, like, it bothers me. I feel like he's going to do a good job in it, but still.
I think when it comes to that, I'd rather have my Commissioner Gordon be what Commissioner Gordon is. Like Aldman in the trilogy.
He's killed it.
Perfect.
Killed it.
Looked the part, played the part. Excuse me. Was awesome.
Yeah.
If you're going to go that route, pardon me. If you're going to go that route, man, you better have Denzel level acting on
Exactly.
that level.
You got to be on point. You got to be on point.
So I guess that
one
one is the new Commissioner Gordon. To me, while he is iconic, he's like a second tier in the Batman world. Like, you know, you got the Batmans, the Jokers, the Banes, the Robins, the Nightwings. You have all these things before you get to Commissioner Gordon. So he kind of goes down a tier. So I guess you can try it, but you better do a hell of a job, because those still are big shoes to fill. And again, it's just certain characters should be messed with. Now, if he does an amazing job to the point that you're like, holy shit, I believe he's Commissioner Gordon, all right, job well done. But you see how they're doing it.
I just feel like if he does a horrible, like you said, they have to do great, because if he does a horrible job, that's one of the first things they're going to say. Why did they cast him?
Here's the thing, though. Don't do the WB version of it.
They better not.
There's a new commissioner in town. It's a black man, and blah blah blah. And you know, he goes into this speech of why, you know, don't do that. And you have me. Just at that point, just act. Just act. If you could act and play the part of a commissioner of some crime-ridden thing with a vigilante flying around the city, and you do a good job on that, you'll win me over. Don't, you know, put up the bat signal and the bat signal comes out, but we need Commissioner Gordon, and you hit the other signal and there's a black power fist coming up in the air too in the sky. Like, don't do none of that. Yeah. Just have him be a black commissioner. I'm good with that. Just have him act accordingly.
So wait, going back to the Batgirl show, like, how many episodes did you guys watch? Like, before you were done?
5.
None. You watched 5?
Yeah. Each time I was like, maybe it'll get better. It never got better. The only character I liked on that show was the villain, the girl, Alice or whatever. But everything else of the show, I'm like, you got this 99-pound chick beating up like a 250-pound guy.
That's the other, like, the woman power thing. And same thing with the Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, really?
I didn't see that yet.
Go into a room of 15 thugs, like MMA-looking style dudes, and you're going to whoop all their asses. Like, Harley, you're just Harley. You're a psychiatrist.
That's what it is in the comic books, man. She's ruthless in the comic books, man. She'll kill a lot of people. She almost like she goes like toe to toe sometimes with Batman, like fighting sometimes, briefly.
But that's when you arm her with guns and all this other shit. They had her hands up. Like, you're not, where did you become this combat specialist? You're a psychiatrist who turned nuts. The nutty part, okay, fine. Like, I can see you killing some people because of that, but if you're getting bum rushed by 15 MMA fighters, good luck to you. So Ruby Rose is like, what is it, like 15 pounds soaking wet, like, you know, do it in a way that I guess, you know, have her ninja her way through shit, taking motherfuckers out one at a time in the shadows. Okay, I get that.
More stealthy.
Yeah. But, you know, this I am woman, hear me roar, I'm going to run through the entire MMA locker room using nothing but my fist and feet, while if a strong wind comes, you're going to get blown off your feet. I don't know, man. Like, I
gave that show like 15 minutes, man. I gave it like 15 minutes.
I gave it the trailer.
Whatever. Wow. Okay, you beat me. Whatever. Like, I guess the first episode there was like a fight scene like on the roof where she's like fighting some security officers or some shit, and there's something ridiculous happened. Something with a gun that's like falling, and I was like, all right, I'm done.
I saw the trailer because, you know, my rules are very simple. If you try to force it on me, you lose me. Like, I'm gone. I'm done. Yeah. Bye. So the trailer spent, I forgot how long the trailer was. Let's just say, for sake of argument, the trailer was 1 minute long. Like 40 seconds of it was agenda. And the last 20 seconds of it, let's just say, was a fight scene or this. I probably would even say like 50 seconds was agenda driven and 10 seconds was, okay, oh yeah, there's a show here too. So, and Len, we had this talk a lot of podcasts ago about strong female characters. They exist. Oh, yeah. They're awesome.
There's a ton of them.
We can go back when I was a kid with Aliens and Ripley, badass. X-Men, Storm, Jean Grey. I mean, look, we could spend the next 45 minutes just rattling off women's names, but they exist and they're awesome. Like, I have no problem watching a show based on a woman whooping ass. If it's done right, if you're not forcing that down my throat, Wonder Woman did a great job about that. Here's just a superhero doing superhero shit. Awesome. You got me. You know, there's for every, you know, just quit with the agenda. Just show a show.
Like I said, all these characters. No, you're not. Well, I know what but you're just explaining yourself. You're not really shitting on it. But like I said, all these characters, like Batman, that whole story. There's people that love that shit regardless if it was going to be on the big screen or not, and like so they should be rewarded for like their fandom to see it exactly how like they would think it would be like in real life or as close to real life as possible.
So if we were in Vegas and this was a gambling game, smart money says it's going to fail. Because everything else that's been agenda driven fails. Now, I don't know the girl. I wish her the best. I hope she's successful. I'm not hating.
That's what WB does, though. I mean, like I feel like they do a lot of that shit. WB, like I can't watch WB shows for like that reason. Here. I feel like all their stuff is like cheesy, so like tailor cut for certain audience, and it's like just not me.
Did Arrow come out for WB?
I don't know.
I think it did. The whole Arrowverse and all that other shit. I don't know if it was WB or not, but they did a great job on it. Main character was the main character. They ended up branching off into other things. They introduced strong women characters, and it wasn't for the sake of like, I'm gonna whoop ass and then let you know a woman did it. It was just women kicking ass in their own ways. Like, that made the show
like the
great.
Jessica Jones.
Huh?
Jessica Jones on Netflix.
Doesn't have to just here's a person that has their own little problems but has superpowers and
Fucking
bang
people
bang
up.
bang. Done.
Beautiful show. Amazing show.
Amazing show, amazing character. Done. You don't have to explain the obvious to me. I can see she's a woman. I can see she's a strong woman. I can see the things that you're trying to now, and if I can't see it, let the episodes play out and I'll see it. If it's done right. You don't have to spend more than 3/4 of your promo on agendas based so I think it's gonna fail. If they keep doing that, they keep doing this, here's this agenda. Okay, now it's not just a woman, it's a black woman. Not just a black woman, but a gay black woman. Not just this, but this and this. And
wait, is the new Batwoman again? They're gonna make her gay?
They said when Ruby Rose left, the company said they were gonna do everything in their power to keep it that. So the LGBTQ, did I say that right?
I think you covered all the letters. I think so. Yeah. I mean, not to.
No, I know what you're saying. I know
you were trying to be funny.
One,
I know, yeah.
It's a tough one. So I think I got that right. That community, and again, when you go into agendas, you're now catering to specific things, which means you're shitting on other things. I don't have a problem with the gay community. We've been through this. I have trans friends. I have gay friends, both male and female. Love them all equally. But if you're going so hard to cater to that, you're going to lose a part of me because I'm not that group. We get it. She's gay. No problem. Get it. She's a woman. Also, no problem. Make your episodes just on a superhero, and then you add those things in when they're appropriate to add them in. Don't force it. And that seems to be what's happening. I don't know if this girl's gay in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I know they said they wanted to do that, but again, once I saw the tweet, I said, "Ah, shit, here we go again." And I'll just wait for the reviews because I saw the trailer, and then I guess my further research on the Batwoman thing was, it was the reviews on it, like YouTube reviews, but I watched like 10 of them, and it was all the same thing. Like, this shit is horrible because of the agenda part of it. Yeah. So that was in looking for what I was looking for, I stumbled across that and just found that interesting. So I just wanted your guys' opinions on that.
Well, I can tell you already it's going to be good. Well, better, at least, because I'm seeing some pics of her, and she has kind of like a CrossFit body. I just sent you guys a photo of it. And she looks more believable, like beating up dudes. Like, she has kind of like that CrossFit body. And so she already looks believable as like kicking ass. So
good, strong. Yeah, because Ruby Rose had the body of,
I'm looking at it right now,
like a 14-year-old boy. Like, there's no disrespect. You weren't, you don't look like you work out.
Exactly.
If you're saying that she has a CrossFit body, I get it. But even then, peep this. The WB spokesperson said, we wanted to make her outfit fitted so you can see it's a black woman's body in there. Like, they already are doing that shit.
Oh my God.
They're already doing that shit.
Come on.
So again, do I wish it to go down like the Hindenburg? No. I don't. Look, at the end of the day, everybody's trying to make it. So even with the Ruby Rose thing, I hope it's successful. I'll never watch it because it looks like horse shit to me. But hopefully it works out for you. It didn't. Now with this other woman coming in, I wish her the same amount of luck. Good luck to you. I hope it's successful. I hope this spawns the greatest thing ever. I hope your merchandise sells like crazy. I hope you become a role model to all the young ladies in the world, both women, minorities. Like, I hope you are successful on that level. Smart Money is saying how you're forcing it, you're going to shit on yourself. I hope it's not, but we'll see. So, with all that nonsense out the way, anybody have anything that they saw for the week that was just interesting to them?
Again, it's kind of like political stuff. I saw Trump's son still. It boggles my brain how that whole administration can still downplay the whole COVID and the COVID numbers. Like, people are dying, and his son is still saying like, "Oh, you know," they're like downplaying it and whatever. And part of me, I mean, I wish this on no one because I had it, but part of me like kind of wishes this on them.
Will, I'm gonna tell you why I'm glad you said that, because I'm going into please continue, but I'm so happy you said that. And before you continue, real quick, I love you, Will. So you were off camera, and I'm like, Will, what's the one thing you won't talk about? So I don't go into that. So I won't go into that avenue. And he was like, I'll talk about anything with politics. And like the last 2 weeks has been nothing but Trump and shit. And that's the frustration that this administration brings. Like, you understand? Like, when somebody's like, I don't want to talk about this, and the frustration is there so bad that you're like, fuck this, I need to talk about it. So I feel you, Will. Please, man, continue. I feel you.
And so like the other day I forgot where I was, but it's like the majority of people were wearing the mask, and then you had some knucklehead not wearing the mask. And I mean, honestly, I don't think like regular people should be like policing this. Like, if Joe Schmo sees this other schmuck, this Fonzanoon not wearing a mask, I don't think they should go up to him and be like, hey, you should be wearing a mask. I think this asshole already knows he should be wearing a mask. He doesn't want to wear a mask, and it's just going to create confrontation. I think people should just leave it up to the cops or whatever. But people are like on some Police Academy 4 Citizens on Patrol shit, trying to. And that's how you see all these videos going around.
Yeah, sweet Chuck trying to put a mask on somebody. Oh shit!
Wait, what was the soft spoken black woman? She was like,
Books.
Oh, yeah. Would you please put on the mask, please? Put it on. That's funny. That was a great reference.
Equal parts awesome, hilarious, and true though. Like, yeah. Because there are times that people come into a store, and like, I'm not hooks. Like, I'm not intimidating. Look, man, I'm not a tough guy or nothing like that. But I could be like, yo, what the fuck? Because I would say it like that. Because this is some serious shit in the world. So a dude come in with his 2 little kids, nobody had a mask on, everybody's running around. And me and the store owner just looked at each other. Now, at that point, it should be up to the store owner. There's a sign that says we're not servicing you without a mask. But to your point, that puts potential conflict in the mix. And, you know, he's technically not an authority figure like that to just tell people, yeah, he's running the store, but I could see the dude going, dude, I'm not serving you if you don't have a mask. And the guy goes, well, go fuck you, and then, you know, whatever, scuffle, like, whatever. Like, that's bad news waiting to happen. But, shit, hooks.
Yo, you surprised, man, like, how many people that I gotta, like, when I bring them patients that I bring back to scan them, and they have, like, the mask below their nose, or just, like, some kind of weird way, and I'm like, first of all, before you even walk into the building, it says a sign, you have to wear a mask. If you can't wear the mask, then you should not come into this building. People still come into the building and bitch about having to wear the mask. Then they bitch about it to the people that have to wear this shit all day long. Like, I have to wear it for like almost like 8 hours a day straight. you know? If I take it off, I have to walk like 3 miles away just to like take it off or take a sip of something. So I can't be around anyone, you know? So, and there was a patient that I had to scan not too long ago who supposedly had some kind of issue as far as like breathing. So he couldn't wear a mask. So in turn, I had to wear 2 masks and a face shield and had to listen to him bitching about, oh, I just can't take it, you know? While meanwhile, like the face shield is fogging up. I can barely see him.
Oh wow!
Telling me all this stuff while I have to scan him, looking through this thing to get good images, and I can't see things because you don't. It's frustrating, man.
Here, throw this Scully on and a turtleneck and put a wrapped sweater over your head.
And then you get the dirty looks that are like the people that come in like with the below their nose. I'm like, hey, before we get started, I'm sorry, but you do have to bring that above your nose. I hate these things. Like, shut up.
Yeah, oh, man.
Len, I have a question, Len.
Yeah.
Because I know the answer from Will because we discussed it last week. Have you ever caught COVID?
No. Actually, no, I take that back. I think I had it, but I was never tested for it. I would say mid-February, I got really sick, man. Like, I never call out of work. I had to call out of work like 2 days straight. I had every symptom: fever, chills, sweats, headache, diarrhea, all at once. And I feel like I got run over by a truck. And then that's when things started to get like more serious around as far as like what this was. So the fact that it only lasted like 2 days, I thought maybe it wasn't, but there's a chance that it could have. Because again, I've never got sick like that. And I'm not trying to exaggerate it or whatever. I've never gotten that sick before.
Well, no, because what happened with me was it was officially announced this shit was in around February, March. Like, okay, this is now in the States. Right. But the back research is saying it was in the country sometime in October, November.
I wouldn't doubt that.
In December, something blew through my job and I got hit and I missed a week worth of work.
See?
I've never had the flu, but in talking to people that have had the flu, I didn't have the flu. What I had was something I never want ever again, and it's something I never had. The symptoms says it was COVID. I couldn't move. Like, I was literally in bed for 3 days, and I didn't get out of bed for 3 days. I couldn't eat. Like you said.
Did you lose your taste of smell? I mean, your sense of taste?
Don't know. I didn't want to taste it.
Taste anything.
There was nothing to taste. Like,
that's a key symptom to it, yeah.
By day 3, I started nibbling on crackers like a little squirrel.
Wow. I
was throwing up. I couldn't keep anything in either way. And even that's when I had nothing in me. Shit was still coming out.
Pause.
I had fever. There was legit one day that I'm like, wow, they might find me in here. Like, I was like, I'm not doing good. It was something I never had, ever. Never had it before, never had it since.
You know, I don't want that again.
I'm quite sure. And my job does dealings in China. Like, there's big people that go to China and come back. And that's what happened. Somebody left, they came back, and all of a sudden, everybody got hit.
Did they ever, like, did anyone at your job ever get it, like, officially?
After it was all, like, not, so during when I think I caught it, technically it never arrived. Like, it wasn't acknowledged. When it got acknowledged and everybody was taking these precautions and all that, recently, I want to say a month and a half ago, some dude caught it. And in turn, some lady was giving him a ride home, back and forth from work. So she caught it. So they, you guys stay home. You guys need to get 3 negative tests before you come back. Nobody else tested positive. So it was really isolated, and they caught it quick. My job, I give them credit. They're doing whatever precautions they can. They're counter punchers in the wrong sense of, oh, somebody just died on the floor because of the safety thing. Oh, maybe we should look at the safety thing. Oh, shit, somebody just happened. Oh, okay, let's do something about that. Like, they wait for an incident before they respond to it. So they've been waiting, they waited for shit to happen before they responded to it. Now they've responded to it, and everybody, they take the precautions necessary. But yeah, well, people are idiots. I mean, I like all your shit comes back to politics.
Yeah, it's been really heating me up lately because it's like,
It's frustrating.
yeah, very frustrating. Ugh.
You guys are gonna vote?
I already did, yeah.
Did we talk about that already? I forgot.
No, we didn't have this discussion because you're not gonna like my answer.
No, hey, honestly, no. Whatever you decide is what you want to do. I'm not gonna.
I have that same feeling. Whether I never ask a person if they vote because I'm like, regardless of their answer, I really don't care as long as I do. Like sometimes I vote, sometimes I don't. This time I just happened to be so frustrated that I went out and vote. Who knows? Maybe the next time I won't vote. So
the last major frustration I had, and don't get me wrong, Trump is the biggest frustration ever, but I was so desensitized by, remember when Bush was going for his second term?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you see Diddy, MTV, all these rock the
vote or
vote.
die. Yep.
Like rock the vote. Like people were making up songs, like it was this big thing. And you saw the system, how flawed. We are in a voting system that was from the 1900, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we are outdated in our voting systems. Like, really, the state of Ohio gives you like 27 points, but this other states gives you like 2. Like, what are we counting up here?
And then the Electoral College, and then like the popular vote.
That's the archaic Civil War way of doing things. Like, we are in 2020. Like, do you understand the technology and that we still have this form of voting and this? So when people go, voting makes a difference, in my head, I'm like, not right now. It doesn't.
I know we're in it right now, but that's part of the reason why I don't like talking about politics, because I think the only way that things get better is like they have to hit the reset button and like implement all these changes, make everything more fair as far as like, or make sense. Not even fair, just makes sense. Like you said, like one state can have like 27 points or whatever the case may be. I think things should be like more. This goes for, again, everything. It just has to be like redone and like more up to date in regards to like how life is being lived now compared to whenever this was like the whole voting system started.
Dude, back when that voting system meant something, it was like, I'm going to Len's house and I hop on my horse and I'm getting over there to you. Like, hey, you want?
I don't know if I had a house, but
you want to go target training? Let's go grab our muskets and go shoot at this. Like, they're done. Yeah. All right. Sorry.
Yeah, I might not have been a part of that. I think I might open the door for you. I'm gonna say something real funny. Because like for like the longest, I used to say like, "Damn man, I think I was born in the wrong time." Like the wrong. I'm like, wait a minute, I think I'm good.
Yeah,
same here.
I don't want to go too far back,
It's like the Make America Great Again. Yeah, what era were you talking about? So yeah, Len, what era were you talking about?
Please tell me when exactly. Yeah, that's a great. I love when they ask, like the little videos you see and they ask that question. No one can ever really truly answer it.
I'm gonna send you guys a link of just the dude from the Daily Show, like one of the correspondents. He went to like 2 different Trump rallies. And if you want to see ignorance, this is why it's almost unfair, but you just have to keep pointing it out every single time, the stupidity and ignorance of people. And again, it's both ways, but holy shit, you see it from the Trump supporters. Like, I'm going to send you the link, and it just shows the horrendousness of the sheep-like mentality of people. Just follow me. Don't worry about anything. I'll tell you what you need to know. And you just see the blind leading the blind. I'm going to send you those links. They're pretty interesting. So, yeah. All right. Well, as always, you are just like Shaq in the paint, unstoppable.
Thanks.
Mr. Len?
Honestly, I don't have much, but like what was intriguing me this week was actually sports and kind of like always, right? But as far as like how the NBA is going to make it play out, as far as like with the season, the fact that they're going to do it like a shortened season, and because they usually the draft would have happened by now, the season would have started maybe like around like this week.
Really?
You know, like yeah, it usually stops around like Halloween night or the night before Halloween or something like that. So I wonder like how they're gonna do all that in such a short period of time, because I think they're trying to start like in December. So you have a month to set the schedule, to worry about drafts, and then so I don't know how they're gonna do that.
So let me get this straight, because again, you're the aficionado of everything today. So, the season, the finals just ended with the Lakers winning. That was what, maybe a month ago?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. And now they're going to restart the season in December.
I mean, there's tentative dates. They haven't. I don't think they officially like lock one down. But I think the one that they're thinking is going to be the most that's going to work the best is maybe like around Christmas.
Are they going to keep it in the bubble again?
I don't know. I think it's a good idea, man. I think a lot of players really balled out more than they normally would have. I think we were talking about this in one of the first podcasts, as far as like, I don't have to deal with fans. I don't got to deal with reporters. I don't got to deal with my family next to me bugging. I don't got to deal with friends and family trying to go to the game. Like, like I don't got to deal with anything. I just got to go to practice, ball, and go back to my house or my apartment, my hotel.
On the flip side of that, the people that were annoying the hell out of me were the basketball players that were like, oh, I can't stand this bubble. I can't do this, can't do that. Some people were sneaking out to strip clubs, like my boy Lou Williams, who I love, sneaking out to strip clubs. I'm like, yo, you have one job to do.
You're right.
And supposedly that's your passion because you're playing in the NBA, and you're getting paid millions of dollars, and you're saying like, oh, I can't play ball for 2 months straight in this area.
Without hook up.
Go to strip clubs. I need a party. Like,
I knew somebody was gonna get caught. I just didn't think it was gonna be a veteran like him. I thought it was gonna be some kind of rookie, some 2-year vet or 2 years into the league, somebody like that level. Not Lou Williams has been there for like 18 years. He's like, he's
been there with Iverson when Iverson used to be there.
Yeah.
So question for both of you then. Would you object if the NBA took a way strict approach to it? Like, okay, if you are committed to the season and you're going to be in the bubble, if you're caught, you're suspended for the rest of the season without pay. Go enjoy the strip club.
Actually, I don't mind that.
I don't mind that at all.
One, you're getting paid a lot of money to do exactly one thing. I understand like there's needs and there's wants and you have desires and shit like that, but you were getting paid. It's like my job. Can I go on break? And not even about my job. You're risking the spread of a disease. You know, you don't know what that worker is doing or whoever you're gonna be with outside the bubble. You come in the bubble and then you pass it to everybody on your team. That season is done. You may spread it to like other people in the league, and so if you got to get suspended or fined for like a year or whatever, hey,
because the commitment's not there then. Like, you're getting paid a lot of money. Give me like 14.5 and say, listen, you got to be stuck here for like 4 months besides like, that's where you're at. Shit, 14.5?
Right. So you're telling me for 14.5, all I got to do is go out and run around for a couple of hours and then come back and just sit and relax, play video games or just chill out, watch TV, binge on shows or, wow, that sounds really,
I can still eat. I can still play video games. Like I can still
and like it's not even like you're living like in a 1-bedroom. You get they have like luxurious hotel rooms where you get catered for everything you want.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not
except not literally everything, but whatever they can get you, they're gonna get it.
But it's not like okay, the game's over, everybody to your cell. It's not like some gladiator shit.
No,
everybody back into your quarantine area by yourselves, and when it's time to play, you're gonna unlock it.
other players are mingling with other players, like, by the pool or playing back or whatever. They have like amenities around like the hotel, like the bubble, whatever.
Right.
You can do all that.
So again, it goes to commitment, and you're getting paid a lot of money. Like, I get paid shit. Well, let me not say that. I get paid well. I get paid okay. I get paid okay, but I don't have an NBA contract, and I'm quote unquote essential. Like, I have to show up to work every day and work. Like, so for millions of dollars, you can't enjoy the solitude a little bit. It's really not solitude. There's so many outlets to reach out to people in this day and age.
They're not like alone. There's other that you have the coaching staff, you have the players, you have the trainers on the teams. Like, you have people if you need to talk to somebody, and I'm sure they have like psychiatrists on standby. They have, again, everything these guys need to be like on standby. They got it.
Yep.
You would think
again, except for a couple of things like women and other things like
But some of the players can actually bring their wives to the bubble. The wives would just have to stay in the bubble, but they could bring their wives to the bubble.
I think once like the playoffs started and like the season officially ended and it was going to be like less people around, and that's when they allowed them to have like some family members in the bubble with them. And then
Right.
as the teams were getting knocked off in the playoffs, I think they extended it. So like if they had kids or something like that, more people can come in, as long as they tested negatively and shit like that.
And I mean, like, for those that don't have wives, if they have this one jump off, they could invite that jump off to stay with them for the whole entire, like, I every time I hear about these guys complaining, it just like infuriates me.
Yeah. I feel you.
So no,
So what do you think about? Okay, what?
I was gonna say I like the sports. If you're bringing sports in, please do, because that's interesting. Like, that's cool. I don't mind it. That's awesome. No, that's all.
Actually, I was gonna follow up with that. So did you hear about the player on the Dodgers that during the last game of the World Series, come to find out that he tested positive? Now, but the timing of this, I don't know exactly, but I know it was during the game that he got it was notified that he was positive. So he had to leave the game. And then I don't know where he went. I figured that he was going to go off in the back somewhere, be quarantined and start to get tested. Whatever that needs to be done, they do that. But then the Dodgers won, and guess who was out on the field jumping with everybody on the pile? That
What?
same player. That same player.
I forgot who it was.
It was Justin Turner.
Justin Turner. There you go.
Yeah.
I saw that. Came out celebrating, just had a mask on. Everybody was running on him, like his wife, everybody on the field. Like,
He didn't even have a mask on.
Potentially could have just affected every single person
On that field.
On the field, and if they start interacting with fans,
because they're gonna start talking to they're gonna start talking to other family members and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see like what the league is gonna do. I don't think they've officially come out. I know that they're not like happy about it, but I don't think they officially came out and say like he's gonna be fined. But I think he should be fined or be suspended or something has to happen.
That's tough, because that's literally was the last game. Like, when everything happened, like that was it, right? The World Series was over.
Yeah, but I mean, it can carry over the next season.
Yeah, then you have to just figure out what the punishment's gonna be, because it should be stiff. It should be.
I agree.
It should be harsh.
I agree.
If you're asking me, it should be harsh. But now you're talking about what, like, is that half a season's check? Like, how do you drop the hammer on this dude? That's something to be discussed.
But then again, with baseball, it's tough because look at the Astros. They cheated and none of them got penalized for it. I mean, they got kind of like the organization got penalized like draft picks or something like that. But like, that championship is still going to count.
Cheating in your sport and blatantly disregarding a global pandemic are two different things.
True that, but again, still at the level of, but there's still something wrong about cheating, right?
Well, baseball.
There should be some repercussion from that act. Just like there should be something happen from the act of this guy going on the field after being tested positive.
The baseball polices itself in this sense. When they found out they were cheating and everything went down and like next to no punishment happened, baseball was like, the teams were like, oh, okay, that's how you want to do it. And like every other player was just getting hit by a baseball. Like, okay, that's how you want to do it.
But even before that, they set a warning. They said that, like, if teams are going to be hitting at these batters, then they're going to be suspended. So they even cut that off. So they didn't really have as much retaliation as they should have for what they did.
I just saw spring training. Those players got hit on a record, like it was a record. Like in spring training, these players got hit at a record level. Because it's like, okay, you're not going to do anything about it. Okay, first batter up, take it in the back. Second batter up, take it in the leg. Like, it was just like, all right, that's how you want to do it. The cheating aspect, look, if that's the ruling on it, it's a shitty ruling that nothing really happened to him. But again, I don't want to compare a cheating team, Deflategate and all that other shit to blatant disregard for a worldwide event right now. Like, that's
no doubt. The main thing I'm trying to get to is that there should be what is the word I just said?
Repercussions.
Yeah, repercussions for what happened. That's all.
Agreed. Oh no, definitely agree. Definitely agree on that.
You can't just do something like that and like not to have anything like happen to you or to the organization. You can't let that slide like that.
Yeah. Admittedly, I think everybody's like, baseball fucked that one up. As far as like really nothing's gonna happen to him. But as far as like the COVID thing and Justin Turner coming out, the penalty should be stiff. It should be harsh, and it should carry over to the next season. You have to set an example. Like, you can't just.
Because this thing might extend until next season, so you're still gonna you got to set an example. Have to.
Nobody is special here, so mandates shouldn't be mandates unless you're a fucking baseball player.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You want to cheer with your team that you just won a championship. However, the seriousness of having this thing and not knowing what it is and everything that's happening, bro, just stay in the locker room. You're a fucking champion. Don't worry about it. You're gonna get a ring. You're going to go to the ceremony. Your name's going to be listed as far as a champion. There'll be times to celebrate. Just, I'm sorry it's not right now. I'm sorry. But, we are in a worldwide pandemic, and we are we're given set rules. So, in essence, Turner, you're the asshole in the store with no mask on. You fuckface. So that's what you're the equivalent to. So, yeah, there should be a penalty on it. So, yeah, good shit, man. Good shit, Len.
Yeah.
I like that. I thought when you said sports, I thought, oh, boy, here comes Dallas again.
Let's yo, you see my face already just talking about that? Yo, I was at a gas station yesterday, right? I was at a gas station yesterday. Wait, we'll repeat that? Say that again?
I said, don't be talking to me about Dallas.
Yeah, that's when my life left me that day. I thought I was a goner that day. And I'm not going to repeat that story for the audience to hear. But I was at a gas station yesterday, and some dude that was leaving, he had a Dallas Cowboy fleece on. So I was like, oh, yo, dope fleece, but we need help. And he just looked at me and was like, just like walked out the store. I was like, yes, at least I know that there's somebody else feeling the pain too. That dude, like, his face went from like, hey, how you doing? He just kind of like walked out the store.
Yeah, tough to be a Cowboys fan. Sorry.
It's all good. I want them to feel that pain.
If it makes you feel any better, it's probably tougher to be a Giants fan.
Oh gosh.
But hey, you know what? Obviously you guys don't have nobody in our division has a good record, but at least like defensively, I like where you guys are going, man. I think that they rally. They're not as much as a pushover as I think they should be, but they're playing hard, man.
The good news is for Dallas, at a 2-5 record, I think it's 2-5, whatever your record is. The Giants at like 1-6, we're still all in the playoff hunt. So hey, you never know. This shit could all turn around.
Hey, whatever team, and that would be dope. Honestly, whatever team could flip it after this horrible start, more kudos to you. It ain't gonna be Dallas though.
So, all right, man, keep them coming. You could be our sports guy in review. I like that. Find the sports news. Or whatever. Find whatever.
Yeah.
But no, that was cool, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No doubt.
Okay, so what I found, I hit rare air on this one. Because both my story and my Fonzanoon of the week interchange.
Oh.
So I hit rare air on this one. But it goes back to, I would love to put him in the Fonzanoon. I would love to put this story in the Fonzanoon of the week. But my Fonzanoon of the week is such a fucking Fonzanoon that I don't know where else to put him. So my story comes from, I got it from today.com. The reporter was Minivan Burke. There you go. Say the name right. So the story is that a group of parents in Sarasota, Florida, are suing the Sarasota School Board for requiring students to wear a face mask, which is recommended by the federal health officials to help prevent the spread of COVID. Parents Amy Cook, Gustavo Colazo, Nicholas Eastman, and Catherine Gonzalez sued the board, claiming that the mandate denies them the right to equal education.
What?
So congrats, kids. Your parents are fucking idiots.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just at a point now. Fuck it. You don't want to wear it? Fuck it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, no,
Right.
that goes to, this is why I was like, dude, I'm so happy, Len, that you said, I don't wish it, but I wish it.
Yep.
I don't wish anything to happen to these kids, but I'd be lying if I said there's not a part of me that wishes something happens to these kids. Because, parents, you're showing yourself to be more immature than the students. Like, are you serious? So pretty much you're putting your child's, the World Health Organization is like, no, wear a mask. And you're so stubborn in your ways. You're like, nah, fuck that kid, child of mine, that's my fucking flesh and blood. Go out there and risk it. Now, again, speaking from somebody that I feel I've had it, Will, you definitely had it. Len, you might have had it. That shit, I could say I never want again. And I don't wish that shit on anybody. What I felt, I couldn't even fathom telling my nephew, like, nah, man, fuck that. Don't wear your mask. Go to school. I would feel like, what happens if something happens to the kid? Like, parents, are you then going to be like, oh my God, why didn't you? Like, oh God, like that shit is frustrating, man, to the point that it's like, I hope fucking something happens to the kids to show these parents something.
That's the moment where I want there to be like their IG live when like they're complaining about, oh, I don't want to wear it, I don't want to do this. Like, yo, if somebody in your family member gets it, record them like right after that. Let's see if they have that same energy,
Right.
Let's see how you feel. Or matter of fact, or if you bitch about it so much, why don't you go tell some family member, some person who lost a family member that they think is bullshit, that it contributed to them losing their life.
Right.
Go talk to them in front of their face and tell them how you feel. But you can't do it.
This is why I hate A, people, B, groups of people. I hate people. Groups of people I fucking loathe. Like, the mentality to make those, you're really gonna sue somebody. Like, I understand more so the chick that ordered a hot coffee and sued McDonald's because it burned her. I understand that more than having your parents go, it's not equal rights education to have somebody wear a mask. How is it not equal? All the kids are told to wear a mask. Like, where's the inequality here? Like, that's what if I was a judge, I would throw that shit. I'd be like, yo, where's the inequality? Like, how is your child not getting the equal education by wearing a mask that every other kid has been told to wear? I'd fucking throw those parents in jail. If I was a judge, I'd be like, yo, bang. I'd be like, yo, go to jail for like a month.
Exactly.
I'll be the first to tell you, man, I fucking hate wearing these things. I hate them. I hate them. But I understand that it's a part of life right now, and it's not going to be forever. It's going to be until this thing blows over. That I think was going to be this long. I'm sure nobody thought it was going to last this long, but we're in it now. We're here. We can't go back. We're here. You know.
Quite honestly, though, I think, and this is what I think.
Because you said I think first.
I.
Because you're from Russia, your Russian friend from Russia.
My Russian friend from Russia. I actually think this is a practice run. I actually think, maybe in a few years, something worse is gonna come, and I think this is a practice run, and it kind of gives us a chance to put some stuff in place for that next wave that's coming in the future.
Hey,
and who knows? Maybe in the future it might be so worse that even young kids, toddlers, get it. You know, it's a lot. People die within like 5 days. I think we should practice now, just in case something worse comes down the line.
Well, let me ask you something in regards to that. So obviously, I know that you are like a big into the Asian culture. So I know that in some parts of in Asia that they wear masks like on a regular basis. Is it for the same reason, or like?
Yeah,
obviously it has to be for the same reason, but like, what was their major?
So the reason why they wear that, and it goes to their culture. Like I said, you go to Japan, like you go over there, they're very generous. They always think of the other person first. So I can tell you, back in 2005, we're in 2020 now, 2020 now. Back in 2005, when I first went to Japan, people were wearing masks in the street, and I asked the same question to my friend, Japanese friend who's in Japan.
Nice.
I said, why do they wear the mask? And they said, oh, it's because they have a cold or they have a flu or they're sick and they just don't want to get other people sick. So they've been on that from back then.
And back then, I used to laugh at that. I used to be like, man, these people wearing these masks, they're like stupid.
They're just being courteous. They don't want to infect other people.
And here we have a fucking global pandemic, and people are just like, this is impeding on my fucking liberties. This is why we're fucked, man.
Yep.
This is why, when you go, this is like a dry run for something crazier. To me, racism is not going to stop until a whole, America-wide civil war happens. I'm talking a civil fucking war. Humans won't fucking be cool with humans until aliens come in this motherfucker, and everybody's so scared that becomes the new
rally
person
cry.
to hate is the alien.
Right.
We have hit a level of ignorance and horseshit that it needs to be something catastrophic to make a change. Think about Hold on. Think about 9/11. When 9/11 hit, we had solidarity for a solid 3 days.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was back to the horse shit.
Whose fault was it and all that?
It's a global pandemic. Everybody's doing this. We're rushing because it's so serious and we're taking it so serious. Everybody grab all the toilet paper you can. Fuck everybody else. We're like, what is it, like 3 months? Fuck these masks. This is my liberties and my human rights. Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. You just sound stupid and ignorant. Yeah. It's going to take something on a level of there's no coming back that change will happen. Go ahead, Len.
No, I was going to say that, but you would think that, like, we had those moments already. We had the 9/11. We have this moment right now where that should be like a rallying cry for us to be like, wow, let's fix this now before it gets worse. And again, everything just is more like a divider.
It's not catastrophic enough.
This is not catastrophic enough?
No. Other countries are taking it more like
serious.
They're taking it more serious. I saw a tweet on it was like some guy in Germany. He had a post. He was like, yo, I'm from Germany. Just so you know, America, you're the only country not taking this man shit seriously. Like, we don't understand what you're doing. We have a entitlement of, if it bothers me, then it's now this. it's my uncomfortable, me not liking this supersedes the global pandemic going on.
Right.
My feelings that I don't agree with this, even though 99% of the world agrees with this, is baseless because I don't agree with this. There's a me mentality. There's entitlement mentality. Until people lose that entitlement shit, nothing's going to change. What's going to change it is something fucking catastrophic. We need something like the Armageddon movie for people to fucking come together. We need something that it is literally a civil war out there. Like, it is front lines, 18, whatever. And it's like that. And then when the smoke settles, maybe we come together as a people. Until then, our ignorance, our entitlement, what we think that we're we're humans, or we're this, or we're this, so we have to be above this. I have to be right, even though out of 100 people, I'm the only one that disagrees with everybody else. But I'm right. Everybody go fuck yourselves.
Yep. Too divisive, man.
Nothing has shown me that it's changed. If 9/11 brought people together for a solid week, and then we went right back to our horse shit,
Yep. Back to the bullshit.
Then what you're saying is it needs to be something above that. And then we'll see if the next thing that happens above that will bring us together. And if it doesn't, then that means the level has to be above that. Until it's like, holy shit, we all need to come together as a people, and maybe blah, 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 blah. So, I don't know.
I'm at a loss, man. I'm at a loss. Honestly.
I just go back to just saying this is why I hate people. This is why I hate groups of people.
And we were talking about that. I think it was last week or the week before, when I was like, I'm really starting to hate people too. I mean, I've been hating people, but now I'm like more vocal about it.
I hope I'm not corrupting you.
Too late.
Yeah. Well, then fuck it. Join.
This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way. Come to the dark side, which apparently is now the right way to go. Like, apparently me being on the dark side of where my train of thought is apparently the actual Jedi way.
You were ahead of the game, man. You were ahead of the game.
I wouldn't say that, man. I'm
kidding. Come on.
Well, no, I use common sense, man. I use logic. People don't really have that. Common sense is not that common.
Nope.
Once I see anything similar in other people that like turn me away, I love it. Only for the standpoint, like, all right, damn, I know I can't mess with you this way. I know I gotta leave you alone, or like, I know I don't gotta talk to you because there's not gonna be anything,
So with that being said, I'm down to maybe you two guys and my nephew. There's only like 3 people left that can have a meaningful conversation. You can't force a conversation on somebody, especially when they are so stuck in their ways. There is no bend. Like, I was talking, on the podcast I had with Dan, I said, when I'm in a discussion with somebody, a debate, argument, whatever you want to call it, there's half of me wants to be proven wrong. Half of me goes, give me something that make me go, oh shit, that's a new train of thought. I never thought of that. You might be on something. People can't get to that level. It's just, I'm right, and I'm right, and I'm right. What were you saying? Doesn't matter. I'm right. Here's why I'm right. I know 2 + 2 = 4. I'm saying it's 68, but I'm right. So, I don't know, again, like every time, I don't know where we go from here, man. It's to the point, you just have to live your life. You got to gauge who you think can vibe with you and you vibe with them. Other than that, especially in this great fucking city of Scranton, where there's a bunch of, Trumpers and all this other shit and Confederate flags, and there's a certain mentality that comes here.
Swastika flags too.
Dude, there's a certain mentality in here I've learned. I cannot have these conversations. Only time I can have a conversation with somebody like this is if I meet somebody that's around this part of town and they're from not this part of town. They just happen to be here like I am. Other than that, people are set in their ways, man. People don't want to be wrong. Holy shit, let there be a time that religion is proven wrong. You want to see people bugging the fuck out?
Oh, yeah.
Wait till that time comes. And you're gonna see the worst in people. But that is neither here nor there. We are moving on.
Well, I will say, I don't know if you guys ever caught the show called Hate Thy Neighbor. It's about this
guy named Leonard.
I love this show. Oh. You seen it?
No, I was gonna say that by this guy named Leonard who hates his neighbor.
Well, it's about this this English black guy. He goes around to like hate groups, and he'll like go find someone from the KKK. He'll try to like see their perspective, like, hey, you know, why are you in the KKK?
In a serious way though, or like?
Yeah, it's funny. He does it like while he's filming, he's like more serious about it. But then he also has like a comedy. He like pans off to this comedy skit that he's doing where he's more funny. But during the time he's filming, he has to be kind of serious because some of these people are like off the wall. And that's why I mentioned the swastika thing, because he had this special I was watching, and there's these people in Pennsylvania somewhere. I forget what town it is, but they're so anti-Semitic. They have like swastika flags hanging from their house,
and I don't
swastika
know that.
Statues, and I'm like, it's a place in Pennsylvania. I'm like, yo, what are we in 1963? Like, what era are we living in? I can't believe these people are like. But it goes to show you, there's these pockets of areas where these people are just like, and you know what also shows, that same person that has this family, he has like 3-4 kids. They're all homeschooled. They don't have internet. They don't have TV. They're just going off what the father or whatever instills in them. So you know that hate is just going to go generation to generation. And it's in Pennsylvania. And I thought of Paul because I'm like, this guy's out in Scranton. I almost looked it up to see how close it was to Scranton. But I was just like, this is crazy.
What was the name of it? Do you know the name of it?
The place?
Yeah.
I have to look it up. I was like,
because PA is gigantic. Like, I didn't realize how big PA was until I moved to PA. You could drive for pretty much 3 hours straight in one direction and still be in PA after those 3 hours. And not even be near the edge. Like, depending on where you start and where you drive, like 3 hours into PA, you're still well into PA.
Damn.
Harrisburg, Pittsburgh, Lancaster, like all of the Philly's 2 hours away from me.
2 hours?
The amount of time it takes for me to get from Scranton, Pennsylvania to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is the same amount of time it takes me to go from Scranton, Pennsylvania to New York, to Yonkers, New York.
God damn.
I remember the first time when I was like, oh, Paul's out. When I went to go see my dad one time, like right after you moved out there, I'm like, oh, I'll just go see Paul when I'm out there. And I was like, two plus hours away. I'm like, what the like, yo, we're in the same state? Where the
Dude, I got a couple stories of traveling through PA.
Say it again?
So I got a couple stories of traveling through PA.
Oh.
It's you know how my stories go. They all have such happy endings. My stories are pretty much the equivalent of like watching Faces of Death back in the day.
Do you remember that? Damn.
Remember Faces of Death?
Hell yeah.
I can't watch that anymore. I think the last disgusting thing I saw was when we went over to Toga and Will was just watching gory shit on the computer while you were asleep. I think it was like 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, you remember that?
Yeah.
I was like 8:30. No.
I think it was like 1 p.m. I think it was Len's bedtime. So me and Will were just watching some shit. Yeah, Will was like, yo, watch this shit. And he showed me some dude that went to cliff dive. But when he went to cliff dive off a rock, but you know, like you see those clips of people right before they're about to jump off.
They hesitate.
They get that 1 second of hesitation. He did that. And when he did that, that hesitation cost him, and he fell face first into a rock. And then they showed a picture. It didn't even look real, but it was real. They showed a picture of of him in the operating room, and his face from the top of his forehead down to his jaw was completely split. You could see his skull and shit. He looked like the Predator. Like you see like the face and all that. Like he looked like that. It looked crazy.
That's when you hear that Mario sound effect when you die, when you get caught. Exactly.
It was Ulysses.
Pretty good, yo.
Ulysses.
Pretty good.
Ulysses. Named after, isn't that a down south like general or something like that? Or was that a north?
S. Grant?
Where was Ulysses S. Grant? Was he a Confederate or was he
Ulysses S. Grant?
Yeah, I'm bad with history like that.
I don't remember.
I think it was during the Civil War for sure, though.
No, it was the Civil War. The name
Right.
Ulysses, like that's now that he's saying that's Ulysses, Pennsylvania.
Oh,
So I hope to God a part of Pennsylvania wasn't named after some down south fuck that believed in horse shit. But whatever.
you never know.
Again, we digress. Let's move on because we'll just be stuck here. Let's move on to something even more fun. Fonzanoons.
Oh.
There you go.
So, Mr. Will, hit me with your Fonzanoon of the week.
I'd say is that one person that was not wearing the mask when I went to the store that one time. Whoever that person is, you know who you are. If you're watching the podcast, you should be ashamed of yourself.
A local Fonzanoon of the week.
A local. Coming in right around the corner is a Fonzanoon.
God, never thought about that. God, I feel like my entire job. Fonzanoon of the week, my fucking workplace.
The organization.
Right. I mean, dude, these people just aren't listening, man. I get it. Fucking get it, dude. Like, you just see the ignorance pour out of people. Like, I wish I could see the betterment of people. I wish I could see, like, but again, just where I'm from, your examples, everybody's examples, just like, nah, they're not that. Like, for every one of us, me, you, Len, that uses common sense and wants to do things the right way, there's probably like 20 ignorant fucks, man.
It's true.
That do the opposite, like the ratio. Nah, good people exist, of course.
Oh, no doubt.
There are people that, like Len, there are great people in this world, man. Like, there are people like yourself. There are people like you. There are people like me that the non-corrupt part of me, I'm still a decent human being. There are people that are good fucking people. The problem is, for every one of them, it's like 50 fucks, man.
Yeah. Yeah, this woman almost like not truly like broke down, but she felt like super apologetic. I scanned her. I had to walk out the room for a second, and I came back in just to let her know that I'm gonna need a couple more minutes. When I think I was trying to call her doctor's office, and while I was gone, she took her mask off. So then I was like, I'll be right back. I wasn't even in the room. I just kind of stuck my head in. I'll be right back. Closed the door. Spoke to the doctor. Came back, and she's like, before you tell me what you're gonna say, I just want to say I'm so sorry. When you came in, I didn't have my mask on, and I was first of all, I had my mask on. I wasn't, and I was still a good distance from her where she wouldn't be affected. But she went out of her way. She was like, hey, I'm so sorry. I hope you didn't feel like a certain way about that or whatever. So it's on people's minds, but again, the good people, but that's the smart ones.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, that get good for her. Like, that's for your example. Good for your example. That's just what it is. But I guarantee you there'll be more Will examples than there are more Len examples. So, it's tough, man. It's tough trying to be righteous nowadays.
It is. It really is, man.
So that lady gets opposite of a Fonzanoon award.
You got to figure that one out. I don't know what that.
Yeah, exactly. I think about it. Yeah.
I don't know what that term would be. So.
Let me think about that one. Let me work on that one.
So your example wins that one. Good for her.
Yeah.
Who you guys are Fonzanoon there, Len?
I got Justin Turner.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
As again, I understand the situation. You just won a championship. You want to celebrate with your team. It's been a rough year. Certain situations as far as like what to deal with. But still, that doesn't excuse it, man.
And here's the bad part of that. All of that's bad. Like going out, celebrating, possibly contaminating and getting other people infected. Here's the extra part of that issue.
He knew.
Dodger fans, Turner fans, people that look up to those people as role models will now go, fuck that, Justin Turner didn't have to do it.
Right? Yep.
Fuck that. Yo, you see these baseball players like, fuck that. They know something we don't. They don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Yep. And then the cycle continues. And then congratulations, one Fonzanoon just birthed fucking 3 more. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. He got it. He won it.
So, yeah, all right. Also a solid Fonzanoon. My Fonzanoon, like I said, if it wasn't for these parental Fonzanoons, they would have been on here. But this Fonzanoon is such a Fonzanoon that holy fuck. What do we say? All right, so if we say we have Trump on the Mount Rushmore of Fonzanoon, right next to him is his personal attorney and ex-mayor of New York, Rudy fucking Giuliani.
Oh, Giuliani.
What happened to him, man? He went right after 9/11, man. He was like a rat. He helped like us like feel better.
He made the cover of Times, and I believe the cover title was America's Mayor.
As soon as that happened, I was like, yo, this guy's gonna run for president. I'm like, yo, watch, he's gonna blow up off of this because of how well he's doing.
At the point of his fame, we'll say, he was beloved by America.
Yeah. Yep.
People in New York were like, nah, that's our mayor. Like, we fucked with Giuliani for a while. And then he became a Fonzanoon. So here's my story about why he is a Fonzanoon and why he should definitely, this puts him on the Mount Rushmore of Fonzanooning. So, okay. Let me get all this set. Do we know the movie Borat?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sacha Cohen.
Yep.
He puts on this character Borat, and he just does make people look fucking stupid and all this other shit. So, Mr. Mayor of America got caught on camera trying to seduce Borat's quote-unquote 15-year-old daughter.
What?
She was played by a 24-year-old actress named Maria Bakalova. So here's the whole fucking story, and this comes from Alex Young for consequenceofsound.net. So they made a fake interview. He thought it was a real interview. The interview was done at a hotel room in New York. She's interviewing, a couple softball questions, something about China, regular ass interview. After the interview, she invites Rudy to the next room for a drink. He accepts, and once in the bedroom, and it's rigged with hidden cameras everywhere. So this is all whatever. Now, the funny thing is, Rudy's security did a sweep of the room and found nothing. Meanwhile, Borat is hiding somewhere in the fucking laundry room and they never found him.
That's honestly, side note real quick, I know you're in the middle of the story, but like honestly, that could be serious, man. If he can do it, what's stopping other people that have like true bad intentions from pulling off something like that can kill Giuliani or kill somebody like a famous politician?
Yeah, good job, security. I'm sure he feels much more secure after that. So once they're there, Giuliani sits on the bed, and he could be heard telling the girl to come here. Mind you, she's 24. He thinks she's 15. He asks for her number and her address and starts to touch her back. It's on camera. She takes off his mic. He untucks his shirt. He lays back on the bed, like laying down on the bed. And now the camera sees him putting his hands in his pants. He says he was adjusting his trousers or something like that.
Or his mic. He said he was trying to adjust his mic. I don't know who puts the mic or the thing for the mic in the front of their...
No, the mic was off.
In their back.
No, the mic was off. She took the mic off of him.
But no, so I heard that he was like, the reason or the excuse that he was given was that he was trying to adjust his mic
in his pants, like Al Bundy.
Again, I don't know how true that was. I'm just saying that's the report I saw. Like that he was trying to. That's what he was saying.
That's what he was saying. Apparently, the video which was seen and you could see it, whatever. They say it at different moments. She takes off his mic, clips it like it's a clip mic. So she unclips it, and then he goes, lays down on the bed, and then has to adjust his shirt. Like he said, he was adjusting his shirt or something like that. Either way, this nigga had his hands in his pants. So you're either a fucking pedophile or you have the worst timing of all time. So at that point, so he puts his hands in his pants for a couple seconds. At that point, Borat runs into the room wearing a red bra and panties, and he's yelling.
This is the best part.
She goes, she's 15. She's too old. Take me instead.
He's stupid.
Yo, did you hear what he said, though? She's 15. She's too old.
Take me instead. Yeah. So
that was the funniest part of that shit.
At that point, Giuliani hightails it out of there. And, so the irony also to that is Giuliani was on camera a couple of weeks back before that going, I have evidence. He has no evidence. I have something. Oh, my evidence, I can't find it at this point, or it got fucked up, saying that Biden's son was dealing with underage women.
Oh, gosh. He should talk.
But he has no evidence. Like, he's just saying it. They're like, all right, what's your evidence? It was destroyed. It was a laptop, and it got destroyed. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so then you don't have evidence.
So that's my Fonzanoon.
Oh, yeah, he definitely gets it. He definitely gets it.
Because, again, just what the fuck.
Yeah, he gets it.
It reminds me of that thing that Len, I think it's either Len or Paul or both of you used to always say, meanwhile, in his pants, that would be like a good time.
So hold on. So remember I was saying like last week that I was like, I have a couple of things to say like as we close out the show. That was my other thing I was going to say. Meanwhile, that's actually Black Matt. We got to thank Black Matt for that.
That was that's the old Justice League cartoon.
Meanwhile, as they go from scene to scene.
Meanwhile, in the Hall of Justice. So some perverted shit happened, and me and Len, and I think it was Black Matt, we were all just joking around, and somebody, it might have been me, it might have been you.
It was Black Matt. It was Black Matt that said it.
Really?
Yeah.
So, like, it was some perverted shit going on, and one of us was just like, meanwhile in Len's pants, and like, meanwhile in Paul's pants, or something like that. So that's been the running thing ever since then. So, yeah. Meanwhile in Rudy's pants.
He's too young. She's too young. Take me instead. That was funny.
So that was the week. That was the Fonzanoons that they were. And that's that. So good times all around.
Seriously, man. This was good.
Yeah, no. I like the show. The just shows the ignorance of people, man. Just as entertaining as this episode was, it was a lot of, what the fuck? From Justin Turner, from Giuliani, from those parents, from the political shit you're talking, like the non-mask wearing motherfuckers that you're talking about. Like, what are we doing?
Seriously.
Like, what are we doing? We are off the rails right now. And again, like, other countries are just like, we're following the rules. And don't get me wrong, there's all that horse shit over there, but not to the extent of what we see every day, I don't think. Like, so my only advice to you and anybody listening to this is just maintain who you are. You're not crazy. Just be as righteous as you can be, and just endure. Like, I'm finding that's been my catchphrase of the day is just endure.
Honestly.
A lot of shit, whether it's COVID, whether it's just the ignorant ass people you see around you, whether it's the ignorant people landing at your job that's, well, I don't want to wear the mask, even though you're in a hospital environment. You know, you have to endure. Like Len, we gotta endure because we're doing things the right way. I know the world, how it looks, thinks we're not, but we really are, man. Just stay righteous, stay true to yourself, use logic, use common sense, and can't speak for the rest of the world, but we'll be okay. And that's really all we can hope for at this time. The world's gonna take care of itself one way or the other. It's like the voting thing, man. Like, honestly, I don't think my vote means anything. I just carry myself as a citizen. So just carry yourself righteously, and the world's gonna do what the world's gonna do. We are not in a position to change the world. At the most we could do is change ourselves for the better. Try to be a better person today than you were yesterday. That's it.
Yep.
That's all we got. So, with that said, gentlemen, anybody have anything else to add?
I'm good, man.
All right. Well, we covered
You
a
said
lot.
it perfectly.
Man. Yeah, we covered a lot. So, if we don't, oh no, I'm sorry, Mr. Will. Plug away, man.
Oh, so you can find my merch at www.tomee.com. That's www.tohmee.com. My Instagram is www.instagram.com/CronOmega1, CRON as in Nancy, OM as in Mary, EGA, and the number 1. My blog is Clearing the Attic, blog.wordpress.com. That's Clearing the Attic, one word, blog.wordpress.com.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Len, Instagram?
It's Doogzlen, DOOGZLEN. That's DOOGZLEN. Instagram.
And you can find me at www.gofuckyourself.com. No, my stuff isn't up yet. I mean, I have my pages, but I want to dedicate the pages that I want to dedicate to this podcast, and those pages aren't up yet. I will say this: Spotify's up, iTunes possibly coming down the line. So anybody who hears this, please check us out at Spotify. The Paul and Palz podcast, PALZ, parentheses, PNP podcast.
And good job on that, Paul, by the way.
Thank you, man. Try.
Yeah, because I couldn't figure that out. Good job.
That shit was a fucking NASA equation to get them things up there, but
I know, right?
we got it. It's on iTunes, hopefully coming soon. But please catch us at Spotify at Paul and Palz, at the Paul and Palz podcast, PNP. Good content there. Full shows. Enjoy it, please. We can use the streams because that's what it's about. So please stream. Please view. If you like or you appreciate, it's much appreciated. You can still catch the episodes on YouTube. And all my other links will be coming soon. So right now, just Spotify and YouTube for the moment. And you can always catch it at the PNP podcast. Paul and Palz. Got to put them all together because there's a couple of PNPs out there. So it's the Paul and Palz podcast and parentheses PNP. And we look forward to it and appreciate you guys. So that's it. Hey, man, look, we're plugging now. Holy shit. We're moving up in the world.
There you go.
And awesome. Len, Mr. Will, please let me get those links off camera when we're off air so I can look further into the merch thing, please.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. So, for Mr. Len, Mr. William, I am Mr. Paul, saying thanks for coming out. I give you the Russell Simmons. Thanks for coming out. God bless. Good night.
Nice.
All right, everybody. Peace.
Peace.
Hit me, Len. Yeah.
Bye.